and welcome to the Cottonwood station. What is a cottonwood? That's the tree right behind me here. Cottonwoods are native trees that grow all across the Southwest, and for thousands and thousands of years, they've been important to people traveling and living in this area. Cottonwood trees grow across the West, but only in areas where there's plenty of water. These massive, deciduous, so they drop their leaves, trees take lots of water to get this large. And so, for early Western pioneers coming out here who were unfamiliar with this landscape, the cottonwood tree indicated that there was going to be water nearby, either on the surface like we have today, or just below the surface where the roots could go down and the pioneers could dig a well. But the pioneers that came out here to the west are not the only people that have used these trees. Going back to the beginning of human habitation in Western North America, native peoples have known about cottonwood trees and have used them not just as water indicators, but as an essential part of their daily life. We can find many things made out of cottonwood: leaves, branches, sticks, even the bark can be used. These cottonwoods are very large, which means they have a lot of wood, but they also tend to be a little fragile, so branches can fall off. Wow, if you're in the desert, what a great source of firewood that would be, right? If you have a giant log that just dropped down to you. In southeastern Utah, not too far away from where we are today, there are plenty of examples of cottonwood plates that were made by people living here over 1,000 years ago. So the soft wood was easy to be carved by the stone tools that were available at the time, and people were able to make beautiful and functional housewares for themselves, and it was durable. And guess what? If you dropped a wooden plate, it's not going to break into a million pieces, which was another advantage over the ceramic or clay pottery stuff that was being used for things like cooking and transporting water. So very useful. The bark and small leaves and branches are also super useful as kindling for those fire starters. The bark actually has a chemical in it too. If you boil it down, it can actually produce aspirin, a pain reliever. If you're living out here 2,000 years ago, the nearest drugstore is pretty far away. In fact, it doesn't exist as we think of it. But this tree and the other plants that were out here were the drugstore back then. So people knew to come up here and to make this into basically a tea to help relieve pain that they had going on. We also know that ceremonial objects, such as this here, well, this is an example, this isn't a real ceremonial object, have been carved from cottonwood trees for millennia as well. The soft nature of the inner wood allows for easy working, and today modern Pueblo craftspeople in Arizona and in New Mexico carve beautiful and intricate kacina figures so that they can continue this age-old tradition, and you're going to see some on screen just right now. Finally, here's a neat little trick for you. If you happen to find a branch that's cut down or fallen down, look on the inside. I'll show you this up close in a second. If you break it open cleanly, there's a star on the inside of every cottonwood branch, shining just for you.